Hello guys, this is Jacko from MuddyTigerOutdoors. It's been a while since I've recorded a video or posted a video for that matter, but today we are inside of my 1974 Volkswagen Beetle that I've had for about a month now. We've been kind of slowly trying to bring it back to basically roadworthy condition, inspected, get it all ready to be able to drive on a regular basis. It's one of the cars that I kind of grew up in. My grandpa had one. I think it was maybe a early or mid 80s model. And I always kind of, have good memories of these cars. I've had one in the past, which was kind of modified by the previous owners. And it kind of had a few issues, like they all do, but the modifications that it had, I didn't quite like them, so I ended up selling that, and it's been quite a few years. In fact, that was before I got married, so it's been at least 15, 16 years since I've had that car. I'll flash a picture here in the screen of it. But finally got my hands on this 1974. I've been looking for quite some time, and the price was right. I offered them a certain amount, and they agreed, accepted, and when I bought it, it was not in running condition. It was actually part of the description. It was that it needed a few things, and it ended up needing a little bit more than the description, but that's kind of expected. Some people may not necessarily be mechanically inclined or know exactly what the cars need, or sometimes they conceal, the truth just to be able to sell the, whatever they're selling. And that seemed to be the case as far as needing a few more things that was actually disclosed. Which I don't hold against the seller, but it's just kind of the nature of buying a 50-year-old car. Yes, it is 50 years old this year, being a 1974, and yeah, I mean it's needed quite a few things. One of the first things that it needed was an engine. As soon as I brought it home, I quickly came to the realization that the engine was probably ran very hot to the point that it melted the spark plug wires that were actually melted onto the plug holes. And it was probably more work than I wanted to do. And that's, I'm sure if you have or if you own a classic car or an old car, vintage car, that's typically the case. It's always more, we tend to bite more than we can chew. And, that's just kind of the nature of having an affection for these type of things. But yeah, we ended up replacing the engine. We bought a remanufactured or rebuilt engine, kind of freshened up. It worked out pretty good. It took us about 4 or 5 days just because that was the first time I did that. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, read a few things about it, how to do it the right way, the wrong way, all those kind of things. And my wife helped quite a bit, and my grandpa came in and gave us a hand too, and thankfully have the support of family members and all that kind of stuff to be able to do these kind of things. So yeah, that was kind of the first thing we did. It ran kind of rough for a while, and then I started noticing that it needed, once I took it for the first test drive, which I will show you here on the screen, we started realizing that it needed suspension work. Bunch of the bushings, all the rubber gaskets, they were chewed up to the point of basically crumbling, and it was making the car unsafe to drive. I couldn't get past 35 miles an hour without having, what it's called the death wobble. I'm sure some of you guys may have experienced that when the steering wheel starts to just shake big time. So anyway, that was it. And then we, I started looking online. Somebody relatively close to me that works on these cars, and I was able to drop it off. He did a bunch of suspension front end work, bushings, tie rod ends, all those kinds of things have been replaced to the point that it's safe to drive. And it was still running kind of rough, so it's been kind of a hit and miss. It's been a bunch of trying to figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work for the car. I had to swap the distributor. That was kind of a big deal because I couldn't figure out why it was missing, why it felt like it was hesitating under acceleration. Ended up replacing the coil, the spark plug wires, timing it several times, just thinking there was an issue with the timing, just a number of different things. But it ended up needing a advanced direct advanced distributor, which is kind of what these engines are meant to have in the first place. I know Volkswagen sort of kind of changed them from year to year, and there was, you know, cost related reasons for that, and I don't know what else. But this car had the what's called a 009 distributor, which doesn't offer vacuum direct advance, and you know, I ended up replacing for one of those, as I said earlier. And now it's running a little bit better. It still has a bit of a I think what it's called a flat spot at low RPM on second gear, but you know, it may just need further timing. I also adjusted the valves. Those seem to be making a little bit less noise, and I'm basically just, you know, educating myself on YouTube and the internet. There's a couple of really good websites to figure things for this car out. It's you know, what you would expect for a 50-year-old car. There's a bunch of things that need replacing. We're going to be replacing those little by little, but the main thing is that I wanted a car that was mostly original, and I think that's what this is. It's been hit a couple times in the front, and I think in the back it's been straightened out. Not a complete wreck, but enough to just, you know, notice that, yeah, it's been hit here and there, and then basically straightened out. A bunch of things are needing to be replaced, and a lot of those are kind of cosmetic at this point. I kind of wanted to get it mechanically sound first, so that we can, you know, get it on the road, get it inspected. You know, we live in Texas, so we have to get those you know, cars inspected and registered and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure it's the same in most states, but that was kind of a top priority for me, because I also wanted to get it back on the road and start enjoying it, even if it's looking, you know, like a 50-year-old car that has never been restored. But I'm not entirely sure if 100% restoration is going to be the ultimate goal in a few years, and of course as budget allows. But it's going to be something that slowly I'm going to work on the cosmetic things. I already, you know, and you'll see pictures. It was looking kind of dull and faded, the paint, when we first got it. And you know, as soon as I got it running, one of the other things that I did was polish the paint and wash it, and just kind of bring up that orange shine a little bit better or brighter. I try to correct some of the rusty spots, sanded it, and I guess I didn't match the paint you know, 100%. And I did a couple of mistakes masking it, so there's a few flaws in the paint on the driver's side, but you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. Maybe down the road I'll end up painting it or repainting it. Not entirely sure, because once again, I like that the car has, it's original. It's I would calculate probably about 90% original, especially since I swap out the engine. It's not the original engine that came with this car from factory. It's still the original engine, but it's not the one that matches this car from when it rolled out of the factory. Seat covers, obviously, the seats have holes. I haven't been able to find a good used set of seats that match the year of the car. So right now we've got them covered with, you know, the rear is actually a blanket, and these are actual seat covers that we just kind of temporarily got from AutoZone. Don't quite like them a whole lot, but at least that covers a hole, so I don't know which one is better. This one, the driver's seat had a pretty big hole back here, so that didn't look too good, even though sort of matches the rest of the way the car looks, because again, it's unrestored. But yeah, that's kind of sort of where we are at this moment. Pretty happy that I have it. It makes me happy every time I drive it, as most people that drive a vintage car or an old car. It kind of puts a smile on my face. You know, people smile at you, they give you thumbs up, strike conversations, those kind of typical things. But one of the things that we're going to be doing is, you know, we're going to be, right now it's not charging. The generator has gone out, and I have to find a better alternative, which I think it's going to be switch it to an alternator. They sell kits out there. The alternator, it's got a wider diameter, so you have to change a few different things in the engine, like the fuel pump sometimes, and also the base where the generator rests on the intake manifold. Also kind of, or I'm sorry, on the oil, where you put the oil, has to be changed because it just kind of changes the height. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much what we are with this car, and I plan to keep it and enjoy it for you know, as long as possible, and you know, keep working on it. So we're gonna be making some videos as we go along. I kind of regret not making videos earlier on because, like I said, we've already done a good amount of mechanical things. And some of the, I guess the biggest one was replacing the whole engine, which again, it was kind of a 4-day sort of journey. But we got that done. We didn't film it. It was kind of busy. It was a lot of work to do, but you know, we got it, and you know, we learned a few things along the way. The main one, and if you're watching this and you worked on these before, or you haven't, or you're thinking about it, get a clutch alignment tool. That was a big deal, and I'll explain to you why in a later video. But anyway, just kind of wanted to do a video about this. Just kind of excited generally. There's not a day that I come and take a look, even if I don't drive it. You know, I just want to look at it. I want to see it. I want to sit in it and smell it and all that kind of stuff. Because as most people say, these cars have kind of a particular smell to them, and that is very much true. It's a combination of old plastics, vinyls, or vinyl material, glue, sometimes gasoline for sure. Just old materials particular to these cars. So anyway, so hopefully you can join me as we move along with this project, as we kind of improve it throughout you know, the next few months and stuff like that. And if you guys have any input, any suggestions, comments, please link them or post them below as a comment. I do read the comments, and I'd like to hear what people have to say, because a lot of you guys have a lot of insight and a lot of more experience with some of these things. So I appreciate you guys watching. As always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.